before we kind of get into our picks, like you guys talk about the refs frequently on -3. I would say it's a common topic of conversation for you and Hench and Spaghetti.
An obsession?
Maybe, maybe not. And it's one that is righteous. If it's an obsession, it's a righteous one. But since I haven't been able to join in those conversations, I've been just hearing them in my ears. I wanted to point you guys in a new direction. I want to say this isn't the ref's fault, Dave. This isn't the ref's fault whatsoever. It is the league's fault. And because just like any other conspiracy, what's the first thing that you do? You follow the money. And so do you know the investment that the league's making their refs in terms of salaries? If I told you the refs' salaries right now, do you think you would be aghast? You think like, oh, those millionaires are out there blowing it every week? Or are you thinking like these guys who make the same as an accountant to be on shows watched by 25 million people and get screamed at are making the same as like a junior sales guy?
Can't wait to hear this number because obviously you don't do this is like, I'm going to pick up an extra. I'm going to drive some Uber in my free hours there to make a few extra bucks. You don't become a referee for that. You do it because you want to lord over other people. It's weird.
Yes. And it's so weird. And we're blowing a massive opportunity. So just here are the numbers real quick.
Okay.
This is according to the internet. I apologize if it's wildly off, but I at least got two sources on each of the leagues. In the NFL, the average official, you want to take a guess what the average official makes in a year? They're making $200,000. The minimum salary is $750,000 for any player. The NBA, they make $250,000. The minimum salary is $1.1 million. In Major League Baseball, $235K. Minimum $720,000 for the players. The NHL, $140,000. Versus a $750,000 minimum.
Is that all they make? I'm offended for the NHL officials compared to their peer group because those guys are skating around all day long. They're skating right alongside the players. What do you do, umpire behind the plate, other than standing there like a slob for 9 innings?
And so the single worst guy in any uniform in any sport is making 4x the guy in stripes who's actually impacting the outcome. How is that right? How is the economics of the league of, and I'm not saying players should make less. I'm saying referees should make more.
I think the nation would like it because if you inoculated the officials by making them so rich, then you would never be able to say like, well, they're they paid off the refs. I know that's a dim thing that people like to throw out anyway, but the games aren't fixed, everybody. The NFL ain't rigging games, whatever else you want to say about the league, so be it. But they ain't fixing up the games. I can assure you that much. But if you pay them more, then the referees would be like, he's already making $2 million a year. Why would he fix a game?
So if you really want to short these guys and you really will not want to invest in them, pay the replay booth $2 million. Pay somebody here who can get this right and can take care of your problem. Or is that the entire point? Is the entire point a way to distract to these poor saps so that you don't get mad at the ultimate corporate overlord?
I really do think, and I think we would get over it in 4 minutes, but I really do think that baseball and its traditions, I think people fear like, that would look too weird, the catcher without an umpire behind him. Like people really, I think, feel that they have to have that. That's not the case in football. Like you could rightly just about with the cameras and the quality of cameras and everything else, just about have no one there at the game and just be like, that's a flag. You know, you couldn't have the voice of God doing that. So I guess somebody has to be there to receive the message on the field that we're going to throw a yellow flag. But beyond that, they don't need. What is the explanation of why those guys on the field have to have the control versus someone safely off in an objective space like a nerve center in New York City?
I feel like we're not that far away from fixing it, which makes me wonder why has it been broken for 100 years?
That's right.
Like automate the things that can be automated, like ball strike calls, the ones that require judgment, get the best humans possible, get other superhumans to judge the superhumans. And by the way, we have an incredible work pool for this, Dave. Like we're talking about like, who are these school marms who want to grow up this way? You know what? If they made as much as the league minimum, if they made $750,000, you know who would be an excellent group of people to hire? The college athletes who don't go pro. Take the college athletes who are going pro in something else, and instead of having them be junior marketing executives, make them be the best referees on the planet.
We already have the answer. Put me and Sterator in the booth. Problem solved. They'll be like, all right, okay, like don't. I get you, Sterito. You're probably technically right, but you're school marming it there. It didn't impact the result of the play. We're going to let this one go. And guess what? It'll take 20 seconds and the games will be quicker and everybody will be way more satiated by the quality of the calls.